If you can see inside that cable assembly there, cable's all frayed and stuff. That's the problem right there. So, yep. Besides that, everything else looks pretty good, but that will definitely cause the issue. So, whoa, and check this bad boy out. So, hey everybody, welcome back to Bow and Arrow Garage. So today I'm standing here in front of the C6 Corvette. And basically what I got going on right now is the passenger side window regulator basically broke, so the window's halfway down. And I'm trying to work on the C3 Corvette, man. That's my main goal right now. I've been trying to get back on the car. I spent a lot of the money that I was going to use on the car on the Tahoe doing the transmission. When you get into that kind of stuff, it gets pretty expensive. So unfortunately, I had to kind of put the C3 on pause for just a minute. I had determined, I think I even talked about it in my last video where I put the Tahoe transmission in, that I had basically decided I was going to go ahead and use the LS1 intake. And since then, I actually found a Trailblazer SS intake that I'm actually going to use instead. I'll show you that here in a minute, kind of give you an update on what's going on with the C3 Corvette. But basically, the main thing I have to do today is get the window regulator fixed in the car. It's funny because the driver's side has been squealing for the last, I don't know, a couple of weeks, maybe 6 weeks or so. And I was just assuming it needed to be lubricated. And so I was going to get in and do that. And then I went for a drive last weekend and tried to open the passenger side door, and the window wouldn't come down. So on these cars, basically when you open the door, the window index is down. You're able to open the door so the window clears the seal. And then when you close it, it indexes back up. And it was dragging on the seal, so I just thought it had lost its home. So I reset it. And then when I went to take the window down, it went about halfway down, and it wouldn't go down any further, and it wouldn't come up. And you could kind of hear some grinding inside the door. So I was looking at purchasing new window regulators for both sides. I figured I might as well go ahead and do the driver and the passenger side. But man, those things are expensive. So I called O'Reilly's, and they had both in stock. I think it was going to be just under $1,000 for the aftermarket brand with a lifetime warranty. And then the AC Delco brand was going to be like $1,140 with a 1-year warranty. And they were trying to sell me on the aftermarket. But when it comes to electronics parts, I prefer to go with AC Delco, genuine OEM parts. The existing window regulators lasted 18 years. And so if I get another 18 years out of it, I'd be happy. And this is not a job that I would want to do, you know, over and over again. So it's just hard once you pull the door panels off. I mean, stuff breaks and everything else. So it's just kind of a pain. So anyway, so what I ended up doing is I just purchased the passenger side for right now because, like I said, funds are kind of tight. I'm going to go ahead and replace it just to get the window up. And then I'm going to look at it. I'm going to try to lube the driver's side door, like I said. If that doesn't work, maybe I could take parts off of the passenger side to fix the driver's side, whatever's going on. I doubt it, but I figure it's worth a shot. I actually found both regulators online for $700, the genuine OEM parts. But like I said, I went ahead and just got the passenger side right now. If need be, I'll go ahead and get the driver's side door also. But anyways, with that being said, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you what I got on the C3 Corvette. I also wanted to correct a mistake I made in one of the previous fuel tank videos on the C3, and then we'll move on from there. So anyways, here is the intake manifold that I bought. It's a Trailblazer SS, or the NNBS intake manifold. It is the cathedral port, so everything's good on that. It fits great. So what I'm going to try to do today, if possible, I'm going to try to go ahead and get this window regulator installed on the C6 Corvette. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to finish mocking up my fuel lines. I'm pretty frustrated because, like I said, I was able to order the window regulator and save quite a bit of money. compared to buying it from, you know, one of the big box tool stores. I'm sorry, part stores. But at the same time, I ordered everything I needed to go ahead and get this thing mounted today. And it was all supposed to be here by yesterday. And now one of my parts, I got one of the parts and it was missing a piece. The package had been opened and somebody had sent it back and it was missing a piece. So I had to return that. And so they were going to ship the new part out for me that day. Well, as of yesterday when it was supposed to arrive, now all of a sudden it hasn't been shipped back to me. So I'm waiting on that. Another part I ordered off of eBay. It was supposed to be here by yesterday, and which was the 16th of June, and now it's not going to be here until the 28th of June. So these things are frustrating, man, I tell you, but I can't do anything without the parts. Anyways, with that being said, everything else should be great. This is a brand new intake manifold. The guy bought it. He had intended to do an LS swap, I think he said on an old Oldsmobile or something, and he decided just to go with a small block Chevy. So I've kind of been, you know, piddling with the car a little bit. The reason I really wanted this intake manifold, it came with the new 36 pound-hour injectors. You can't really find this manifold brand new from the stores that sell them with the 36 pound-hour injectors anymore. I guess they ran out, and so all they're selling is 50 pound-hour injectors. And I think that would be a little much for the setup. So anyways, I got this thing for a steal of a price. It's got the brand new intake with the brand new fuel rails and the brand new injectors. And it does have a couple of little dings and dents on it, but it's going to be perfectly fine. I will have to purchase a throttle body for it. That'll be coming up here in the next month or so. So I think I had mentioned in the video that my intent was to try to get this car running by the end of June. That's obviously not going to happen. I've got to wait until the end of the month to get the parts. I ordered new knock sensors and a new knock sensor wiring harness. Like I said, they should have been here yesterday, but now they're looking at June 28th. So until I get those parts, there's no possible way I'm going to end up mounting this thing and then having to take it back off. I do have the old knock sensors, but they're pretty corroded. If you're familiar with these cars, water can get down in the bosses and just corrode them pretty bad. I had one good one left from years ago, and then one of the ones was okay, but then I started looking at the wire harness, and I just did not want to take a chance. So anyways, with that being said, this thing is going to come together. You know, we're just getting delayed here and there, so it is what it is, but we'll get this thing running before you know it. So anyways, we're going to get this fan mounted, and then I'm going to try to get this window regulator in, and then I'm going to do what I can on the C6 Corvette and get some of this mess cleaned up, and we'll go from there. And there's a cover on the bottom of the door for this forward bolt. If you can see inside that cable assembly there, cable's all frayed and stuff. That's the problem right there. So, yep. Besides that, everything else looks pretty good, but that will definitely cause the issue. So, whoo, and check this bad boy out. Got us a little millipede here. They're not harmful, but kind of freaked me out. Got all kinds of critters in my house lately. But we'll go ahead and get him outside. It's just so hot out that everything's wanting to come inside, but yeah, we don't need that. Yeah, so this window regulator is in much worse shape than I thought. You can see all the fraying here and here. This thing is just totally shot. So anyways, really no benefit to continue hashing this thing out. This thing's history, so I'm going to move on and get this other one installed. Alright, to me this thing's kind of goofy. You've actually got to cross the cables over one another on the back side here in order for everything to fit in there correctly, but I don't really understand why they would have made it that way, but they did. So I'm trying to line up all kind of the witness marks, if you would, of the washers and where they set on the door. Just try to get everything back in the same adjustment. There are a couple of adjuster screws, and I put them pretty much back, or they actually were pretty close to where they originally were on the old regulator. So hopefully that falls into place and we don't have any issues with the adjustment of the door. We may have a little bit, but if so, we'll just have to tweak them a little. So I went ahead and I pulled the tint off of the window. It's been peeling off a little bit. It's time for it to be replaced. And I just figured since I had the window out, it'd be much easier to do. So I went ahead and pulled it. I'm gonna pull the other side also. It's just one of those things where I think it looks better not having tint than having tint that's peeling off. So, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and try to get this door finished up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and roll it up and see what she looks like. I'm just comparing it to the driver's side. Let's see, that's about 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's going to be okay. All right. Let me take a look at it from the outside. It's not too bad, but there is a little gap right here. But I don't know that that'll be an issue. It looks pretty much like it's okay, so probably going to take it for a test drive and just see how everything goes. And then if it seems like it's okay, then I'm just going to leave it alone. Alright, so I went ahead and pulled the regulator out of the driver's side just to see if I could figure out what's going on with it. I know it ran it up and down without the window in it and it still made the noise. I wasn't sure if it was like the window rubbing on the seals, but it's definitely something to do with the motor and the regulator assembly. The cables look good, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it back in, hope for the best. If not, I know I just need to order another regulator. And honestly, I figured that's probably what it was, but I didn't want to spend the money. Alright everybody, so it's Friday and I'm going to go ahead and try to finish up the C6 Corvette windows. I finally got the driver's side window regulator in. I actually got it a couple days ago, but I just have not had time to work on the car. Honestly, I probably could have squeezed it in, but I work mainly outside about 90% of the time, and this week has been brutal. It's been, it's been over 100 degrees. Not every day. Yesterday we actually had a little bit of a break, but for most days. But then with the heat index and everything, it's been upwards of 115 degrees. And just being out in that for 6 to 8 hours, boy, I tell you, it takes it out of you. So right now I have my garage closed. I have my fan on because it's just too hot to open it. So I hope the lighting's okay for the video. Of course, I got the window regulator, and then I got all the parts I need to install the intake manifold on the C6 Corvette, except for the manifold gaskets. And they have them at my local auto parts store, but man, those things are super expensive. And Napa actually has a sale the last Saturday of every month where they basically give 25% off all the parts. So I'm kind of tempted to wait till tomorrow to pick them up. Unfortunately, I really won't have time to work on the car tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and install the window regulator, and then we'll see how much time I have. If I have an adequate amount of time to actually get something accomplished in the car, I might just go ahead and buy them tonight. If not, I'll just call it on the and be happy with getting the C6 going. I actually have to work tomorrow. That's the other big issue. And then after work, I have another obligation, so I really won't have a lot of time to work on the car tomorrow. So anyways, so I'm going to try to get this C6 going. I'll see how much time I have tonight. It might be a late night tonight. I want to really get a video out for you guys tomorrow. So anyways, without saying anything else, I'm going to jump into this thing, try to get this thing installed and see how it goes. Okay, I apologize. I didn't get the actual process of installing this regulator in. Honestly, I thought it was the wrong one. I thought they had sent me another right-hand side. It just, the mounts for the motor were flipped around, and it just didn't seem like it would turn to get the bolts basically facing the right way and having these bolts facing the right way. And then all of a sudden I turned it and it was correct, so I stuck it in and forgot to put the camera on. So I'm just looking at the profile. I had the window rolled down. Just see how it sits in the door. And looking at this one, it's about the same. So I'm going to go ahead and call that good and go ahead and tighten it down. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but everything I can find says that the torque on this should be 89 inch-pounds, which is very, very low. But I basically did it to 40, and I am not going to go any higher. I didn't go any higher on the other side, and I'm not going to go any higher on this side. It's about max that I'm comfortable with. So some people just say good and tight, and if that works for you, great. To me, 40 inch-pounds, which is very low torque, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go any higher than that. So I don't want to break this window. Okay, there are a couple of things that I'm not real happy with. So I'll show you when I open the door. It seems like it hangs down lower here than it does here. So probably need to raise the back end of the window up a little bit. And then you can see on this side that this seal, that the window is pretty much on the edge of the seal. And I kind of talked about this the other day. Whereas on this side, you can see how far forward it is. So I think I need to loosen up the window clamps and slide this window back a little bit. This window looks better. It does hang down a little further on the back end than it does on the front, but not a terrible amount. So I'm going to probably take some measurements, kind of get an idea of what I need to do, and I'm going to go ahead and fix this thing tonight because I want to get this thing done. Okay folks, I got this window moved back. It looks pretty good now. You can see the index on it, looks really good. That's the passenger side. And then when I come around here to the driver's side, you can see the index on that. It does seem to hit a little hard at the top when I close it. I don't know if you can hear it or not. But I don't know necessarily that it's bad, and I don't have time to mess with it anymore tonight. So I mean, the window's closing good, the index looks great, so I really can't ask anything more of it tonight. So okay folks, that's going to be it for the video tonight. The C6 Corvette window regulators are in and the windows are rolling up good. I'm pretty pleased with the installation. Kind of sucks that I had to spend $700 on the window regulators, that both of them happened to go out at the same time. Like I mentioned, the driver's side had been going out for probably a month or a month and a half or so, and then the passenger side just catastrophically failed just instantaneously. So kind of is what it is. You know, when you have a car that's 18 years old, you're going to start running into maintenance issues like this. So anyways, it's done. I'm happy with it. Unfortunately tonight I'm not going to get to any work on the C3. I really am anxious to get on it. I'm going to go ahead and probably cut the video here. I'm going to put out a video this week, and then the next video you see is going to be me installing the intake manifold on the LS1 and the C3 Corvette. It is time to get that thing done. I've still got to buy the throttle body and the pigtail harnesses for the injectors, but that's going to be easy stuff. Right now I want to get that intake manifold on and then get the wire harness started, getting it modified and getting it ready, because I'm ready to get this thing cranked up. So unfortunately I don't think I'm going to make my end of June deadline, but we're going to make a new one of the end of July to have this thing cranked up and started, and then hopefully we can get it on the road and drive it a little bit and see how she does. So anyways, with that being said, I want to say thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Hopefully it helped somebody out there to do this job on their own. If you did enjoy it, please like, share, and subscribe, and we hope to see you again next time. Thanks and have a great night.